What's up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's Blerd without fear. Welcome back to the channel. Alright, today's video, we're going to be talking about the Sandman. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the potential implications for Sandman Season 2 and what exactly is Lucifer's plan that could bring Dream to his knees.
You can't see me, you Stevie, wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy.
Alright, so to do this, we're going to dig into the Sandman comics a little bit, and to do this, we're going to be specifically digging into issues of The Sandman number 4 by Neil Gaiman, Sam Keith, and Mike Dringenberg, as well as The Sandman number 21 through 24 and 26 through 28, or if you want to look at it in a collected edition, that would be Sandman Volume 2, Season of Mist. When you get to the end of the first season of The Sandman, we see that Lucifer is plotting something, and they specifically say,
something that will make God absolutely livid and bring Morpheus to his knees.
Now, the real question is, what exactly is it that Lucifer could potentially do to Dream that could bring him to his knees? Don't get me wrong, while Dream is a very powerful character, Lucifer is infinitely more powerful than the Sandman. Lucifer is one of God's first creations and is considered to be probably one of the most powerful beings in all of the DC Comics universe, short of God himself. When we're first introduced to Lucifer in the Sandman series, whether it's in the comics with Sandman number 4 or in the Netflix live action series in episode 4, the first thing one might notice about Lucifer is how they interact with the character Dream. Depending on the situation, you can tell that there's some respect between the two characters, but also a lot of enmity. They take subtle jabs at one another, almost as if they have a sibling rivalry, unlike anything Dream has with any of his actual siblings like Desire. It's not really until Dream comes to Hell searching for his helmet that is in the possession of the demon Duke of Hell, Corazon, that things between Lucifer and Dream evolve from morbidly playful rivalry to something closer to legitimate hatred, when Dream won his helm back in a battle of I Assert Reality. The very same battle that, regardless of whether it's the comics or the live action series, where one person says they're one thing, another person says they're something else in order to combat what the previous person just said. Where in the comics, Dream battled against Corazon, in the series, he battled against Lucifer, who was chosen as Corazon's champion. Regardless, the outcome is the same. Dream beat both of them, but the change up in the show was made to make the enmity even more personal. Because originally, the insult to Lucifer wasn't just Corazon losing. It was what Dream said to Lucifer when Dream tried to leave Hell. When Lucifer asked Dream, what power have dreams in Hell, before an audience of every demon in Hell, Dream simply replied, ask yourselves, all of you, what power would Hell have if those here imprisoned were not able to dream of heaven? This was a public embarrassment for Lucifer because the Lightbringer is known as one of the most powerful entities in all reality, as I stated earlier, even more powerful than Dream. But here, Dream made everyone in Hell question how powerful they truly were. Not only was Lucifer embarrassed in front of their minions, but even the other lords and dukes of Hell like Azazel and Beelzebub. When you get back to the show side of things, this is what actually drives this to become a more legitimate rivalry, because as I said in the comics, Corazon is the one who goes against Dream in I Assert Reality, but in the live action series, it's Lucifer. So since Lucifer not only lost to Dream in I Assert Reality before every demon in Hell standing as audience, Lucifer also got clapped back on in front of every demon in Hell. This was an embarrassment on a level that Lucifer knew they'd never be able to recover from. This eventually led to what we witness on the show, with Lucifer being confronted by Azazel and they're hounding the Lightbringer to wage war on the Dreaming, the Waking World, and even the Silver City, to expand Hell's borders to make all in reality that exist to become Hell itself. Lucifer's back was against the wall, and this led to them having an inspired idea. Let the Lords of Hell wage war with whoever they want. Let them expand Hell's borders if that's what they want. Lucifer wouldn't be around to see it anyway. Getting back to Lucifer's proclamation that they would enact a plan that would bring Morpheus, or Dream, or the Sandman, whatever you choose to call him, to his knees. So what is that plan, you might be asking yourself? That plan would be abdicating the throne of hell, abandoning their post as the lord and ruler of what is considered to be one of the most powerful realms in all of existence. Now the real question is, why would this hurt Dream? Why would this bring him to his knees? It's funny you asked, I actually have an answer to that. First and foremost, in Sandman number 23, before Lucifer abandoned their post, they set every tortured soul in hell free. All of them. Regardless of their deeds, Lucifer freed them, and in one specific case, even reminded one tortured soul who didn't want to leave because they wanted to suffer for all the genocide, raping, and pillaging that they had done in life. Lucifer told them that no one was even alive who remembers your name. This affected Dream because Nada, the love of his life, was in hell at this precise time. He had yet to have freed her. As a matter of fact, by the time of the Sandman number 23, Dream had only just recently decided to venture back into hell to free Nada from the torture that he condemned her to. Back in Sandman number 9, which took place 10,000 years ago. With her soul removed from hell, it meant Dream would have to search the universe to find her, and lo and behold, he'd find her enslaved by Azazel, one of the triumvirate lords of hell. This was a major problem for Dream because now that Lucifer has left, even having Dream clip his own wings, Dream now had the keys to the kingdom. Literally, Dream now had to rule over not just the dreaming, but also hell. He had to pull double duty, which is something that kind of ran him a little ragged. And while Dream never realistically believed he could do both, many other entities came to hell, either demanding Dream turn over the realm of hell to them, characters like Odin, Loki, and Thor, who wanted hell as a refuge to escape Ragnarok. We also saw the characters like Anubis desired the realm because, well, Anubis is the Egyptian lord of the dead, so why not? Even Bast, the goddess of cats, tried to barter information of Dream's brother Destruction's whereabouts in return for hell, and Susanoo no Mikoto was there to assimilate hell into the pantheon of the gods of Nippon, what is now Japan, who were no longer worshipped as much but had acquired famous celebrities and pop culture icons like Marilyn Monroe, the Statue of Liberty, and King Kong to keep their pantheon alive, and now they want to add hell to that list of things that they own. We even saw the entities that represent order and chaos wanted in on the realm of hell too, for various and sundry reasons, and while Duma, the angel of silence, and Remiel, the angel of suffering, had no interest in ruling hell, they were simply there to observe on behalf of God, while King Oberon and Queen Titania sent envoys to beg Dream to give the hell that was Lucifer's to no one, on hopes of ending an eons-old arrangement between the Faefolk and hell. And last but not least, Azazel wanted hell back, seeing as how it was his to rule since Lucifer left. When Lucifer expelled all the tortured souls in hell, the demons and their lords went with them, displacing those who lived there, and Azazel was willing to offer Dream the Duke Corazon as well as Nada as bargaining chips since he acquired her soul and enslaved it when Lucifer set her free, as they did all the tortured souls in hell. Either Dream would give him the throne of hell, or Azazel would consume Nada's soul as slow as demonically possible, putting her through pain unlike any she'd suffered in hell, making her a part of Azazel forever. I'll save Dream's decision as to what he ultimately did with hell for a later video, but know that this is why Lucifer did what he did. He knew this would be a harrowing endeavor for Dream, ruling hell, trying to deal with all the glad-handers, schemers, usurpers, assassins, and bribers who would try to take it from him, and most of all, confronting his greatest shame, Nada. But also, the key to hell is an all-corrupting thing. Anyone who has it would over time become a dark shadow of themselves, and Dream would be just as vulnerable to this as anyone else would be. The trick of the matter is that he never held onto the key long enough for it to actually corrupt him, though even Dream could admit he could feel it already beginning to happen. Even the Lightbringer has to admit they're unsure of whether this added responsibility and everything that could possibly follow it would destroy Dream, but in the end, they don't really care. All they know is that it will most certainly make Dream's life difficult, or at the very least, not any easier, and that's all that matters to Lucifer in the end, the ultimate in pettiness. And just like that, Dream inherits an empty realm that he does not want and everyone else is desperate to claim. And not only must he determine what to do with it and who to give it to, but also fight to free Nada from one of the most dangerous entities attempting to claim it. But that wasn't really the only reason why Lucifer gave up the throne of hell. The truth of the matter is, they were tired. Tired of being the one people blamed for their evil deeds, being accused of stealing the souls of humans, something they had no need for, much less an interest in. Lucifer needs no souls. They have all the power anyone could have without being the creator themselves. Lucifer has always found hell a strange thing because it's not a place anyone actually gets sent to unless Lucifer sends them there of their own volition. Otherwise, the only people who come to hell are the ones who feel they truly belong there. And for eternity, their demons torture these masochistic souls as they see fit, almost as if they were some paid-for dominatrices. Lucifer also has no interest in the constant warring that demons do with one another, though they will admit they once did. They no longer care for the great game that started 10 billion years ago. And Lucifer knows that regardless of whatever happens next, they know they can never go back to heaven because they're no longer innocent. And once innocence is lost, it can never again be regained. They want a new life to retire and find something new that gives them the fulfillment in life that heaven never did and hell never could. Lucifer would eventually find peace among humans running a nightclub in Los Angeles, and this is essentially what I feel many people familiar with the Lucifer comics or the TV series starring Tom Ellis are more accustomed to seeing regarding the Lightbringer. And while in their own series they would take on tasks and missions of various and sundry types, working alongside or even for the creator, and even attempting to make their own universe to rival all that God has created. But once Lucifer made their grand exit from hell, we scarcely see them again in the Sandman comics until nearly the end of its 75-issue run, with Lucifer sticking largely to their own comic series. But before Lucifer would begin the next chapter of their life, it's no small thing to note that the Lightbringer finally acknowledged the beauty in the world of mortals that God had created. This is something a lot of people overlook. Sometimes that final line that we see from Lucifer at the end of the Season of Mist story arc goes largely unnoticed by a lot of people. The fact that he does finally admit that there was something good about the world that God had created and given to humanity. Something that I feel Lucifer probably never would have admitted had he stayed in hell. But there you have it. That's pretty much what's going to be happening with Season 2. That's pretty much why Lucifer is going after Dream in Season 2, and what you can probably expect from Season 2 if and when it actually comes out. As of this recording, the Sandman Season 2 has yet to be renewed for a second season. Right now, it's very debatable as to whether or not it will or will not get one, but regardless of what the show's fate may be, I highly recommend checking out the Sandman series. And if you want to know more about the Sandman, you want to know more about his powers, his abilities, where he comes from, and what he's all about, check out this video up here. And if you want to know why the Sandman would condemn a woman he loves to 10,000 years of torture in hell, check out this video down here. In the meantime, let me know what you think about the Sandman, the comics, the live action series, whatever. Keep it plus ultra and sound off in the comments.